Is this weird? How do I... No, no, we can't do that. How do I... What if I extend this out this way? Oops, this way one more block. Kitchen and counter there, and then table here. No, I don't want to. Alright, I want to change my mind. I think I do want... Oh, I don't have a crafting table. I think I do want a fence and... Because look, if I... Is that even a table? It vaguely looks like a table. I guess we can't do that. So can I do... Nope. Can I do... Nope. Let me just put a block of sand down and have like floating table. That's so weird. That's so weird. Alright, never mind. I'm just gonna do that. I know it sounds like I'm just not doing this. It sounds like I'm not taking this very seriously. But the issue is that I'm trying to resolve several different things at the same time. I'm trying to resolve how it should look in the game and how it should look in Minecraft. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Let's put all the lights on one side. How about we... do that, and that. Let's do that. Okay, that's good enough. It's really, really cramped on the inside, but it doesn't matter because you're not really supposed to see it. Like what's important for me is how it looks from the outside, from the isometric perspective. So looking at it from the from the southwest corner in isometric, that's what I'm concerned about because that's what the game is going to be in the end. So how this looks on the inside doesn't actually matter too much to me. Because in the game, you just click on the door and then there'll be a picture of what the inside looks like. And the inside is not even a room. It's just a picture and some dialogue. So you don't actually go into the building in the game as such. Alright, so there you go. We've got a diner, got a mechanic. Look down on it. So mechanic you'll see from like this angle, which that tree's in the way, which is a shame. The roof's a bit weird. I'll make the skylight a bit better in the in RPG Maker. Skylight's a bit weird, but that's because we don't have angles. We don't have iron. If we have iron steps, then I would have used angles on either end. Maybe I should change it anyway. Maybe I should maybe it should be angles at either end. No, I can't do that because then there's not going to be enough light down here. It's stuff like that, you know? It's just stuff like... If I try to make it look more like how I want it, then I need to put torches in different places and everything else changes because I need to prevent zombies and creepers from spawning. So never mind that. I'll leave it like this in Minecraft. So the diner you look at from a 45-degree angle across like that, and you barely see the door. Alright, so I guess in RPG Maker the roof needs to be lower. The roof needs to be lower so that you can see them. Can I make it lower in the game? I mean in Minecraft? Can I make the roof... Well, first of all, this is supposed to be circular. So it's supposed to be like a train car. Huh. You can barely see the door. What if I made everything lower in the game? Can I do that? I mean, in Minecraft, can I do that? So have it so that it's one block lower down. I think I can because... Well, that's too tall anyway. I need to remove that glass. Don't want to break it, I don't want to waste the glass. My Silk Touch pick is all the way back in storage. Alright, let me just grab my Silk Touch pick. And we'll lower the roof on the diner by one block. And see how it looks. Well, you know, as I said, it's good that we're figuring out this stuff now as we're building it in Minecraft, because we're going to have to figure this out eventually. Yeah, the door is behind... I actually don't even know if you can do isometric in RPG Maker. I'm sure you can. You can fake isometric, I think. The game will still think it's a square grid, but you can make it look like it's isometric, I think. So, like the movement of the player will still be up, down, left, right, but then everything else is diagonal. It'll be kind of weird, to be honest, but I think that'll be fine. Where's my Silk Touch? Here it is. Do I have an iron Silk Touch? Efficiency, Fortune 3... No, alright, well. Let's not use that. Oops. The diner doesn't really look like a diner. I just think everything's too hard. Let me just go to Google image search and look this up. Diner. Oh crap, I just moved the window. I wonder if that desynchronized the audio. The audio might be desynchronized. No, not maps. Images, diner. Yeah, because they generally have large windows, and I mean they're not very big. Usually large windows, you know, curving metal roofs, stuff like that. It's like literally like a train car. Some of them are literally train cars. Yeah, you just can't do it in Minecraft because everything's too blocky. Unless we have iron slabs and iron stairs, then maybe we can do a slightly better job of building a diner in Minecraft. But it's just because it's metal. The thing with sheet metal is that it's very thin. Metal can be structurally strong while being very thin, so it just doesn't work in Minecraft where everything is blocky. Yeah, with something like stone, Stone in real life is blocky, like you literally have blocks of stone because, you know, that's how stone is. You can't have thin sheets of stone and expect it to be structural. But metal you can, and so the metal things in Minecraft become very difficult to be realistic, to make it look realistic. You know, like a tree trunk is a tree trunk. You know, it actually has girth. Whereas things like sheet metal, like you can't really do sheet metal in Minecraft and have it look convincing. Alright, we'll silk touch that back. And then we'll lower the roof. So let me just start from the top. So remove all of this stuff. It's gonna take a while. What can we talk about? Maple Story. I haven't talked about Maple Story very much. Interestingly, out of all the MMOs that I've played, Maple Story has the largest proportion of women and girls playing it. Which, if you played Maple Story, you can kind of understand why. The graphics are quite cartoonish and charming, and you know there's not a lot of blood and gore. And oh, have I told any of you this? RuneScape, unicorns are an enemy in RuneScape, and I think there's a mission where you have to kill a unicorn. Who does that? I mean, you do that if you don't want any girls playing your game, right? Kill a unicorn? Can you imagine girls playing a game where you kill a unicorn? Like, why would you do that? It's like, who designed this game, and do they not want women playing their game? Like, killing unicorn. It's like killing puppies or something, like killing kittens. That's your quest. Go kill 50 kittens. It's like, why? Like, of all the monsters you can design, I don't know, like lizards or dragons or even, I don't know, lions. Like, you know, something fierce, right? Something you actually want to kill. Like an ugly lizard person. You want to kill them, right? A unicorn? Are you serious? So that's RuneScape. I don't know. It just seems so like the game design just seems so dense. Like, why would anyone think that's a good idea? Anyway, so Maple Story has a greater proportion of women and girls playing that game than most other RPGs that I've played. I think World of Warcraft is actually okay too in that regard. Not sure though. But yeah, so the graphics are quite cartoonish. But it's very active though. Like if you play that game, you're constantly jumping around and attacking and spamming things. So it's an active game. So even when you're grinding, you're doing stuff. I mean, a lot of it is twitchy and spammy and, you know, not very intelligent stuff. But you're doing stuff all the time in Maple Story. So, you know, at least it's entertaining. At least even when you're grinding, it's kind of entertaining because you're jumping around the map and pressing buttons and stuff is happening. Which is more than can be said for EVE Online, right? EVE Online was just significantly less friendly. And very few women playing EVE Online because the game is literally full of goons. I don't know. They made that game so that pirating, like they made the game so that bullying people is more fun and more rewarding than being a nice person. And what do you expect? Like, what do you expect to happen? You end up with a game full of bullies. Like, what else do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? Anyway, all right. Let's look at this now. So the diner is shorter and more compact, and I think it's more like a real diner to be like that because diners they're cheap. They're cheap and small and just cheap food and cheap buildings. And with the added perk that with the lower roof, you can see more of the door. Okay, I think this is better. So if you're looking down on it, like at this angle, and you know the whole map is isometric, then you can see more of the door. You can actually see the whole door, and I think that's really what we want out of this. killing unicorns, like RuneScape. What on earth were they thinking when they designed that game? Obviously, it's a bunch of boys designing that game. Not a single woman on their design team, obviously. It's like, killing a unicorn? Are you serious? Alright, well there we go. We have a diner, we have a mechanic. It's not very special. It's not very interesting, to be honest. It's just but you know, we're trying what we can to create a distinctive feel for each building. So you know, this is like it's iron and stone bricks, and so it's kind of futury. Whereas you know, compared to the church and the town hall is very traditional, and the church is also very traditional. So these are like traditional old-fashioned buildings, and then these are like futury or retro-futuristic, more like Art Deco or like 50s and 60s futurism. Maybe that's mostly in my head because if you look at it, this is blocks in Minecraft, so there's no retro-futuristic Art Deco feel in Minecraft because there's not enough detail in the blocks, right? But in my mind, if you use your imagination, then that's what I'm trying to do. All right. So okay, so there you go. That's that done. I think I'll take a break here. The next things we want to make, I think, is the shop and the clinic. Here and here, and I need to think about what materials to make them out of. I guess the mechanic, I mean not the mechanic, the clinic will be white. What can I make the clinic out of? Usually they're white concrete, white painted concrete. Can I use white wool? I don't really have that much white wool though. And waiting for sheep to grow wool takes a long time in this game. See, Minecraft is grindy. The farming in Minecraft is grindy and not interesting. It's just like mining asteroids in EVE Online. You have to wait for the wool to grow. Like, there's so much waiting in the farming, and there's no automation. You can't automate the farming in Minecraft. It's just grindy and boring and slow for some reason. I don't know why they chose to make it like that. Why can't you automate this stuff? Why can't you automate gathering wool? I don't know, does anyone think it's fun to wait for sheep to grow wool and then shear them? Because if you're playing survival and you want colored wool, it literally takes hours and hours and hours, right? It just seems like a bad idea to me, I don't know. Alright, so I need to think about what to build the clinic out of. Wool is a bit strange. I might end up using white wool. The shop... I don't know. I don't know what to build. I want bricks, but we don't have bricks. I don't want to use stone bricks. I mean, stone bricks is what we have in terms of the materials we have in Minecraft. Let me think about this. Alright, so when we come back, I'll think about this, and when we come back, we build the shop and the clinic. And just put this stuff away. Oops. Put this stuff away. And we'll merge that. And I'll see you guys in the next video.